I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan fellow.
Hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, the children, Ellen.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scalp.
Would you care to partake in this meal with me?
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
Disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
It's locked.
I'm so tired. Will this shift never end?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I had shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
How painful is your throat?
So painful.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
I have to go now, sir. But don't...
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell...
It's a
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, sir. Falling apart. But in the circumstances...
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Over there! Vermin! Take them! Back in the grave! Kill the vermin! What's that? Fucking Crush the leech, boys! Over there! There's one of them vermin! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! He's too fucking fast! Die, leech! I'll take a test! Stop killing! Bloody monster! Shit! He's dead! Fear no evil! Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! Who are they? It's up to us! See them fancy clothes? This one's tough! You again. What do you want?
Do you need medical help, sir?
Yeah, I do. If you can throw in some drugs, I can find use for that too.
So you can sell them on the black market? Sorry. I'll only provide you with exactly what you need.
Fair enough, Dr. Reed. Don't cost me nothing to ask.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you.
So?
What the...
Well, yeah.
Oi! I'm the...
What can you...
Things...
Well, you're not...
Yeah, well...
More of...
Incredible.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again.
Can I offer you my medical help?
Giving out for...
Perhaps I would. Please.
Thank you. But
I'm looking for Mr.
the sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money.
Mark my words, miss.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. It's just if the sewer dog is back. And hunting all these folk aiming to catch him.
Sewer dog? Guys like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to
Night one, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Murders by night. Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady. Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour, but I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
Maybe at least you can tell me...
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender.
I could make...
All I will s-
Have you heard...
Of course.
Were you...
I did think...
So you hunt a...
Vampire?
Goodbye. And good hunting. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he...
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital.
The important thing is I find him. Quickly.
Why not try...
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse. No...
I believe...
Oh, I bet you...
Please.
Oh, I don't like...
Goodbye, Miss...
So few clients.
Another disgusting goose if you don't think.
Seems like the guard at Freeman is on short.
This one's a top! Want some of this? Get a taste of this! Finish through Kill it off, you deserve! Take its head! Die, vermin! Watch the leak, boys! Die, beast! Die, vermin! You leech! Kill it! Want some of this? Burn it, Whenever did this, carefully avoiding the archers. We had found ourselves a bloody ark. Over there! This one! You bleach! But I hate leeches! Leech boys! I'll send you to hell! Burn it, boys! Die, leech! Die, vermin! Want some of this? Trust the leech, boys! I hate leeches! Killing's all you deserve! Want some of this? Burn it, boys! Die, vermin! I hate leeches! I'll kill you!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.